Eastern Illinois head coach Adam Cushing, the Panthers had their game and UT Martin postponed last week, but they'll open at home this spring season. They're going to host number 21 Southeast Missouri on Sunday. So, Coach, thoughts about your team was ready to play, and then they weren't ready to play. So just another thing for 2020, 2021. So talk about that and as you prepare for a game this week.
Yeah, you got it right. We've continued to just say, what does this make possible? We've been saying it for close to 12 months now. But it was a curveball thrown, but our young men did an unbelievable job. Quite honestly, probably were the ones picking me up as soon as I got the news. Got the team on Zoom to share it with them, and they were ready to go attack, the next opponent, attack the opportunity to play a really, really good football team in SEMO coming into our place. They're excited for that challenge. And I'm just so proud of them. I was disappointed because they'd done so many things right. They'd earned the opportunity to open the season. And you know what? We're still going to get to play all those games. We're going to continue to do the right things from a COVID perspective to earn those opportunities on Sundays this spring. And the guys have responded very, very well already, and so we're just excited for an incredible challenge this coming Sunday against as I said, really good football team, and that's really well coached and plays really, really hard.
Now, it may not have changed what you are doing physically and working out. How's the mindset then when you swap? You're preparing for one team, and then all of a sudden it changes, and now you're preparing for another team without ever having to play that one.
It's interesting. It's probably the first time it's definitely the first time that's ever happened and yet we knew we were going to be playing these two teams first. And so we'd spent some time during the off season making sure that, that we had an idea of what we wanted to do against both teams. Obviously, you learn so much from your team in week one and what really works for you in a game situation, et cetera. So we had to shift mindsets quickly, but I think the guys have done a really good job of that already with, a couple extra days of mental preparation available to them. And as soon as we had word that we weren't playing Sunday, we just shifted our mindset and said, okay, let's, it's different style of defense, certainly. But good for the guys to have those couple of extra days to shift their mindset.
And you referenced SEMO in the open there. They played the one fall game against a good SIU team. They're ranked in the stats per form, Paul. Just maybe a little bit more that you've seen from them. They obviously have a new quarterback this year than what you saw last year. Just what has come out on film?
Yeah, it starts with the quarterback, certainly a really, really talented football player. He can really run the football, and big, strong, fast guy, throws it pretty well. And so we've got to do a great job of knowing where he's at all the time. And that's going to be a challenge because their running backs are pretty darn good too. And so we've got to do a great job understanding how they're going to come attack us in the football game. And they're just well coached on that side of the ball. They've got a number of creative answers. They know how to put you in some, in some bad scheme or leverage situations, and allow their players to play. So, really impressed by what their game against SIU, as you said, a really good football team. And then defensively, they're pretty good. They're stout on the defensive line. Their linebackers and their safeties are really, really good, really active players, find the football, veteran guys. So they're not too aggressive. They know exactly, where they need to be. They know how to play the game of football. So it's an incredible challenge for us to open against a really good team, but I'm excited that it's on our home turf. I think we're excited to get back to football any way, shape, or form, but certainly the opportunity to open the season here at O'Brien is pretty fun for our guys.
SEMO is one of the last teams you played back in 2019 at the end of that season, and it was 13-10 in the fourth quarter until they kind of pulled away a little bit in that fourth quarter. Again, that's been a long time, but did you learn things from that game that you can bring into this year, because some of the people are still the same?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's always the case when you're watching cut-ups for the opponent. You're always including your last game against them, and so yeah, I think we had made a lot of strides. We were a very different football team in November of 2019 than we were in August or September of 2019. So we'd made some strides, kind of understanding what we wanted to do, both sides of the football. And so, we'll take some of those lessons, but we know that, that they're going to have their new answers, their new wrinkles as well. And, the mindset for the opener remains the same. It's just prepare to adjust, right? Be ready to go in, and everybody, at this point, with whatever it's going to end up being 463 days now before we play a game, from one game to the next. So with all that time in between, all those, everybody's had some time to add wrinkles. And so we're going to use a little bit of it, but we're also, we're a different football team than we were back then as well.
Now, I know you're preparing for this game and your team. We did have one OVC game last week. I don't know if any of your staff got to watch that. Maybe it started a little bit slower than people would think. So some of the questions the other coaches were asking, you're still learning and you're going to get better week by week. But I didn't know if you learned anything, if you got to see that game on how those teams kind of came out in the spring season.
Yeah, we absolutely. So we went on the field for a little while on Sunday with the guys. Just didn't want to do too much physically, but enough to keep them fresh before, as we rolled into game week. But then as we were watching the video, I'll admit, as we were watching the practice video, I pulled that one up on my iPad, and then we were all kind of we were all watching the game as a staff. We were pulling it up on the projector to take a look, and then we got out of here a little bit early on Sunday, and I know a lot of all the staff really went home and watched it. Really good football game. Obviously, some back and forth in it. Went all the way down to the wire. Really fun to watch, and certainly you learn a lot, right? You see kind of those early season and long layoff mistakes, and maybe not necessarily mistakes, just rust, right? And so I think that, our players were watching it too. We kind of asked them Monday morning who watched it, and a lot of guys had their hands up. So, we're just hoping to use some of those lessons. If we can get a little experience without actually stepping out there, that's a huge benefit.
I think we talked about either immediate or before, people are thirsting for football. They want to watch this FCS football. So my question after that game, Tech is ranked. You're playing a ranked team. Jacksonville State's ranked. 2 others are receiving votes. So 5 of the 8 teams right now are ranked or receiving votes. What does that sort of say about maybe where the OVC is this spring and the talent level?
Yeah, well, it says a lot. You just said it, right? You got 5 teams, that are getting a ton of respect nationally. What an exciting time to be playing football in the OVC with such incredible competition from top to bottom. And, we've got a lot to earn. We do. We haven't shown anything on the field this spring, but, with the opportunity, that's what guys come to play Division I football for. And especially in such a great football conference like we have here, guys want to play against the best. And when you look at that many teams getting that much national attention and respect by the way that they've played, it's a great opportunity for our guys to come out and play top level football in this conference. And that's going to put a smile on their face, because nobody wants to show up and have it be easy, right? If it was easy, anybody would do it. So you might as well show up and play against the really, really good ones and find out what you're made of.
Well, that's right. I think, Coach, your team will get some respect if you win this game this weekend, obviously. So thank you for your time this morning, and best of luck to your team on Sunday.
Thanks so much, Kyle. Really appreciate it. Excited for it. And let's go get some OVC football out there. Go Panthers.
Thank you.